Hello, dear viewers. Today, as usual, I have a massive list of things to talk about, none of which have anything to do with each other, except that I think they're all amusing and I can make fun of them. Firstly, have you ever noticed how anyone who, after being in the same profession for 20 years, say, tends to use that profession to solve every single problem in their life? You know, a lawyer tries to argue with the thing, the used car salesman will argue with it, a dentist will drill at it, coal miner will drill at it, a plumber will drill at it, a carpenter will hit it with a hammer, a chemist will pour acid on it, a physicist will drop it off a roof, and a philosopher will ask for change. No, I'm just kidding. I like philosophers. I think they're rather amusing people when they're sober, which is almost never. And in my dad's case, his job is basically a really focused chemist, where he basically just does one reaction and masters it and says, all right, this is exactly how you do this reaction properly, and no, you're not supposed to put that in there. Oh God! And then he has to fly out to Edmonton for 2 weeks straight because they messed up the oil refinery. But his solution for everything is to throw hydrogen at it, because that's basically his job. He throws hydrogen in oil and it makes it burn cleaner. Right. And then I also thought to myself, because I have a lab report due on Friday, and I haven't really started on it, to be honest, except for a couple of things. And it has occurred to me that my style of studying and getting homework done is very interesting. I tend to ignore it for a while. I deliberately have it sitting out, like, right here, but I don't do anything with it. I just play video games. And then eventually I put on a movie on my computer and actually start, doing my homework properly. And I realized, what if I skipped the movie part and just did my homework while doing video games? And I realized I'd have to dictate it because I'd have the controller in my hands. And it'll go something like this. Let me get my controller, hang on. Okay, PS3 controller, haha. And then I'll say something like, okay, yeah, the reaction goes this way. You get vanadium 5 plus an oxidizing plus reducing agent yields vanadium 2 plus, and the reducing agent gets oxidized. Oh, fuck, I don't want to do this. No, back that way. Ah, I got you shot. No, hide the ceiling. And then you see my lab report will be full of this sort of thing and swearing and like, bitchin', excellent kill. Ooh, 2 batarangs to the head. And that just wouldn't work. I mean, I can imagine my TA say something like, Alex, what are you even thinking when you type this? I go, I was dictating to my computer. How do you dictate this to your computer? Arkham Asylum? Yeah, that's what I got the PS3 and been playing that, like, non-stop. It's really, really a bad thing. And I also was presented with an interesting idea as to how one does languages best. If you only speak one language to start with, like, you weren't born lucky enough to be taught 2 languages from birth. You only learn one, which is most people. Then the best way to do it, try speaking another language, is when you're drunk. Because your inhibitions go. I mean, sober, you're thinking, words should not be said in this way. I must express this idea by saying blah. Hydrogen is hydrogen, not Wasserstoff. But if you're drunk, like, Wasserstoff, hydrogen, whatever you want, it's cool. Of course, the trouble is, you can't really do this in school, because if you go to French class drunk, they'll have to notice, or you won't get much out of it. So I'm unfortunately not be able to deal with that. And finally, this is one of the coolest things, Angela Merkel is still Prime Minister of Germany. Prime Minister? What's the exact title? I forget. I'll look it up right now. Don't worry. And she got the coalition government she wanted, which is nice, because she, as far as my dad says, is the least stupid Western leader that's dealing with this economic crisis we're in right now. Angela Merkel is the current Chancellor of Germany. That's what it is. Hey, I know someone else was a Chancellor, but he wasn't very nice. But that's just, the title. There's also a Chancellor of a Chancellor of England. He's the Lord Chancellor, rather. He is the hang on, I'll remember in a moment. He is the equivalent of the Prime Minister in the House of Lords. The House of Commons has the Prime Minister on top of it. But right. And apparently the Pirate Party in Germany actually has, I think, 2% of the seats, which is excellent, because I approve of the Pirate Party. The Pirate Party is a party that supports piracy and thinks that copyright is a stupid idea, and so do I, mostly for my own personal advantage. So let's see what the feature Wikipedia article is. I've already given you a little bit from them with Miss Merkel here, from Merkel with who's still running Germany. Vauxhall Bridge is a Grade 2 star listed steel and granite deck arch bridge in central London. It crosses the River Thames in a northwest-southeast direction between Vauxhall on the south bank and Westminster on the north bank. opened in 1906. So this isn't London Bridge. It's not the one that kids think about falling down all the time. I mean, Vauxhall Bridge is actually fits the rhyme. What the hell is a rhyme? Fits the rhyme scheme perfectly. That's what it was. I was getting vowel sounds mixed up. Built between 1809 and 1816 as part of a scheme for redeveloping the south bank of the Thames. The original bridge was itself built on the side of a former ferry, which is this little square thing you stand on, you pull on a rope, and you go across the river, and it's slow, and you get water all over your shoes. And I bet the nobles didn't want to, like, no, we must not get water on our shoes because they're nice shoes. Then how are we going to get across? Let's go all the way to that bridge. That bridge is ages away. Build a new bridge. Get the peasants to do it. Well, 1806, so they were more like, I say, we want a new bridge. You there, carpenter, build a bridge. You want stone for a bridge, sir? All right, stone then. I'm a carpenter. I don't fight at the mason, because the upper class back then were like, oh, they used everything. They just didn't really know how it worked, and they're quite happy with that. And remember this, dear viewers, because my sore throat is still getting to me. I'm recovering from it slowly because I insist on having alcohol every once in a while, and apparently that reverses the process. But remember this: time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so. Good day.